Making your way into a comfortable cross-legged position, we will start our practice in an easy pose with the hands resting on top of the knees, lifting the heart nice and tall, lengthening the spine, dropping the shoulders, becoming aware of the breath. And starting to deepen, to breathe into the belly, to deepen your breath. And taking a little bit of time to look inwards and notice kind of what's going on within. If there's anything that your body's bringing to your attention right away. And then once you notice, just gently release and come back to your breath. In and out the nose. And again, breathing all the way into the base of your belly. Sometimes we hold our breath in the chest or the throat. So we want to make sure that we are taking a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's bring our hands to our heart, pressing the palms together, the fingertips. Maybe closing the eyes, keeping the face soft. Lift the heart a little bit higher if you can. And we'll come into a gentle fold, so keeping the legs as they are, just start walking the hands forward. Stay up on the fingertips. Bring the chin to the chest, stretch the back of the neck. Notice if you're collapsing the belly, and if you can kind of keep the belly tucked in when you breathe in and breathe out. And let's come into a tabletop. So relax the hands flat, come up onto the knees. Adjust yourself so you are in the center of your mat. With the fingertips open wide, the knees are hip-width apart, pointing into the tops of the toes. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. So when you're ready, we'll arch the back, open the chest, lift the chin, breathe in through the nose. When you're ready, we'll come into cat pose, hollowing into the back, bringing the chin towards the chest, pushing into the toes and hands. And again, arching the back, moving with the breath as you inhale. And as you exhale, we round through, we claw into the mat, push into the toes. One more time, maybe you move with the eyes closed as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, and then we'll curl the toes. We'll send the hips back towards the heels, stretching the feet out just for a second. Let's come into an active child's pose, so extend the hands a little bit farther away from you. Rest the forehead on the ground, elbows are lifted. Breathe in through the nose. And exhale, we'll roll back into that cat pose and come into an upward dog. So bring the hips down towards the mat, lift the chin up, and when you're ready, start to lift the knees off of the ground. So only the hands and feet are on the floor. Hold here for just a breath in. Or if it feels better, keep the knees relaxed. But when you're ready, we'll exhale back into a tabletop. And we'll stretch the wrist real quick. Let's flip the left hand so the palm faces up. And switch sides. Flip the right hand. And switch sides. Flip the left hand. And switch sides. Flip the right. Let's point into the tops of the toes. Keep both hands flat on the ground. And we'll lean our weight into our left hand. So start bringing your shoulders over to the left, over both wrists, over to the right hand, and then bring your hips towards your heels. And again, just kind of making these circular motions, leaning your weight into both hands. Press your weight back. And one more time to the left. And then move in the opposite direction. So lean into the right hand, shoulders lean over both, leaning over to the left hand and back, and exploring how much weight you put into your hands. And one more time. Very good. Come back to your tabletop, curl the toes, and we'll lift the knees up and come into a downward facing dog. So with the hips lifted, the feet hip width apart, if you would like, you can bend and straighten into both legs, dropping one heel down and then the other. It's a big stretch for the low body. And then start to lower both heels down into the ground, opening up the chest, chin to chest. Breathe in through the nose. And exhale, we'll lower back down into that tabletop. Good, we'll point into the toes. We'll come up onto the knees. Let's bring our hands by our hips. Let's actually bring our hands where our low back is. So our palms are pressing into our low back. We'll breathe in as we lift the chin up and we start to come into a bit of a back bend. Holding. Breathe in. And exhale, come back to your tabletop. Curl the toes. Lift the knees. Come back into your downward facing dog. Hold here as you breathe in. And again, exhale, lower down to a tabletop. Come up onto the knees, hands on the hips. Point into the toes. Bring your hands to your low back. And as you press your palms into where your tailbone area is, just support your low back for your back bend. As you breathe in, you gaze up at the ceiling, keeping the neck nice and strong. And then exhale, we'll release and come back down to a tabletop. Curl the toes. And it's actually cross the ankles, come back into an easy pose. Resting the palms on the knees. Let's go ahead and lower the left ear down to the left shoulder. Do a quick neck stretch, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Again, inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale to the right. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring the head up through center. And I feel like I need to stretch my shoulders real quick because I'm about to go for a road trip. So Let's go ahead and bring our hands behind us and extend our legs forwards. Bring your hips forwards also just a little bit. Let's spin our fingertips behind us. Open up the chest like you're puffing your heart up. And then when you're ready, bend into the elbows. Just gently, so we're stretching the front of our shoulders. Let's inhale, let's lengthen the arms, lift the chin. Exhale, let's bend into the elbows. Again, inhale, straighten the arms. And exhale, bend one more time. Keeping the elbows pointed back. Very good. Let's cross the ankles again. Come into that easy pose. Hands on top of the knees. Dropping the shoulders. We'll bring the hands to the heart. We'll get ready to end our practice today. So observe the breath in the body. We'll bring our thumbs to our forehead, where we imagine our third eye. And together we'll take our inhale. And together we will exhale. Lower the hands.